So this is the Chemistry Double Award Unit 5 2022 paper. So the first question was nice. It just asked you to label A through E where different things entered the blast furnace. So A is where iron ore goes in the blast furnace. Okay. B is where waste gases come out, because you can see there's a little arrow pointing out. And then D is where slag is removed. Remember, slag always comes out on top compared to the iron. Then it says to look at the one that is oxidized. So oxidized is something that gains oxygen. Okay, a little bit of a tough question, okay? But this is gaining oxygen, okay? So you're going from CO to CO2. Calcium carbonate contains this. Give the correct formula. Again, you could have top, swap, drop, but they were exactly the same symbol, so nothing would have changed. And then the diagram that best represents CO2. It wouldn't have been that because it had 3 elements in it. It wouldn't have been that because it's got 3 elements. That's got 4 elements. And it could only been that one because it's fit exactly. Then it, again, definitions. What would have maybe helped some people is writing panic down the side. Okay. That would have helped you because it would have gone positive anode. That's the positive electrode. Electrolysis is just the process of using electricity to split up a compound. Electrolyte, a substance that is split up during the process. Cryolite is added to the oxidation, the electrolysis of aluminium to lower the melting point. Okay, so less energy to melt it. When choosing a location for aluminium plant in the UK, it is important to be near a port to import. So ports are for import, and then roads are for export. At the temperature inside the cell, the aluminium is produced as a liquid. Okay, you had 4 aluminiums. If you did 2 times 4 there, so you have to have 4 in front of there. I circled it and wrote it in the box. Information then about how they put hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide and measured the temperature change. Hannah and Evan used a measuring cylinder to measure 25 centimetres cubed of hydrochloric acid accurately. Hannah and Evan used a thermometer to measure the temperature of the mixture. That was a really nice, easy question. Given way Hannah and Evan could check that their method produces consistent results, do repeats, calculate a mean. Evan calculated temperature increase of 17 degrees. The term would be exothermic because the heat energy is exiting, increasing the environment. Really nice then that we've practiced loads this one. We've seen this one before. So the bond energy is, show that bond energy is 679. So it's that one plus that one. Really nice question. And then show what it would be. So that 2 of them would equal 864. Okay. Letter that shows activation energy. Activation energy is always from the reactants to the reactants to the top of the peak. Is always wherever your reactance is to the top of the peak. And then overall energy change then is the difference between reactants and products. Blank page, don't need to write anything on there, just leave it. Next one then, name the gas present in the air needed to burn for methane. Okay, anything when it combusts would be oxygen plus the fuel goes to CO2 plus water. Okay, any type of combustion. This entire question is just about combustion. Colourless liquid then would be water because that's the other thing that's produced, and the gas would be carbon dioxide. It's just basically a combustion equation. Give the name that methane, ANE, alkanes. Methane then looks like this. Again, really nice question that they gave you. The electrons in the outer shell, that needs 4, so each one of them hydrogens bonds to one of them. It's covalent because they're sharing electrons. Okay. Find the errors and then correct them. Okay, so chip pan fire, I wouldn't use a tea towel. I would instead use a fire blanket because they aren't flammable. Okay, again, because it removes the heat. Bonfire, fire blanket, it doesn't remove heat, it removes the oxygen. Okay. And then they said electrical fire, fire breaks, removes the fuel. Again, another blank page, don't need to do anything about that. Right, a lot of information here to read. Okay, lots of information here to read. I have kind of started highlighting things that you might need. Okay, so the number of plastic bags used in Wales and England has reduced since charging for them. Okay, you can see that there, the number of plastic bags by consumers has fallen over 70%. So that is true. Okay, retailers donate all the money, and if you read there, it says majority of the money, not all the money. Okay, Plastic bags are no longer used. That's false. It's only 70%. Okay, so people are still using plastic bags, just not as frequently as they did. The charge for plastic bags has totally stopped their use in Wales. Again, only by 70%. Okay, people are still using them, just less of them. The use of plastic bags used to environmental problems. You know that anyway, okay? There's a bit there about waste and litter, and we also know they release toxic gases. The charge for plastic bags is beneficial to good causes. Again, that is true because we donate the money to charity. How many fewer plastic bags will each person use over a 5-year period based on the estimated number of bags each person uses? Okay, so if we were to look at the previous page, it now says that people use 25 plastic bags and then 140, okay? Each one was 5p, okay? So that would be 125 bags, okay, so each person, and then that's 700. So take it away from each other, gives you 575, okay? Give the number of consumers that are prepared to pay more than 5p for a plastic bag, okay? So you're looking at that one plus that one plus that one plus that one, more than 5p, so they're not willing to pay 5p. Okay, so add them up. Give one properties plastics that leads to long-term environmental problems. They are non-biodegradable. Then a really nice easy question looking at, again, there wasn't much information you needed to put in. So they've given you like a table of how certain elements reacted with each other in terms of displacement, okay? So if there's a tick, it means that the one that is on its own, the single element, is more reactive. So magnesium is more reactive than iron, okay? Iron is more reactive than copper. Magnesium is more reactive than copper, okay? So where the ticks are, mean the element at the top on its own, the metal on its own, is more reactive. So what it'll do is copper nitrate, is what you've got there, plus magnesium. The magnesium will steal away the nitrate and you'll end up with copper, okay? Blank page again. The percentage increase in the mass of the bead is calculated using the following equation. Mass of water absorbed divided by initial mass of bead times by 100. Calculate percentage increase in the mass of beads after 2 hours. Give your answer to the nearest whole number. Okay, so started at 4. After 2 hours, we were at 4.08. So the percentage increase is 98.8. Okay. What property of polymer gels does the figure calculate and demonstrate? They absorb water by 10,000 times their mass. Nice question then, plotting a graph. Okay, nice question there, plotting a graph and making sure you labelled the 110 and then labelled the 140. Difference then, more water was absorbed at 40, and the second difference is there's a quicker rate. Then these questions again, this was nice at the top here, they gave you these, but we have practiced these questions before, okay? Be careful of this, it says names there and it says formula there, okay? So substance A, hydrochloric acid plus something gives you magnesium chloride, so it's giving off hydrogen, so it's just a metal on its own, this one up here, so magnesium, okay? Substance B then, hydrochloric acid plus zinc carbonate gives you zinc chloride plus water, okay? Again, you could have used that up there, plus carbon dioxide. C then, copper oxide plus hydrochloric acid gives you something plus water. We know that's going to be copper chloride. There's the chemical symbol for copper chloride. Then hydrochloric acid plus an alkali, KOH, potassium hydroxide, gives you potassium chloride and a substance D, which would be water. Then it says, write the formula for sodium carbonate in the box. Okay, go to the back, look for it. Okay, ignoring that 3. Don't worry about that 3. So put them at the top, swap them, and then drop them. Okay, you don't need to drop the 1. Silver nitrate solution is used to identify chloride ions present in the hydrochloric acid. Given an observation made when silver nitrate solution is added, it would be a white precipitate form because it's chloride. A little kind of ionic equation for what would happen. So plus gives you a solid because it would be a precipitate. Okay. Bit of paper if you need it, and then remember you've got these common ions, really important at the back. You've got your periodic table again, really important at the back.